Hey guys, it's Lewis from Recycle Bicycle Sales here. One of the best things that we can put on our bike is something that we can set and forget. Of course, I'm talking about the saddlebag. Today, we're gonna talk about what you should have in your saddlebag. So what is the saddlebag? Well, I suppose as the name would imply, it's a bag that straps onto the bottom of your saddle. So it's something that you can literally just leave on the bike until the day that you need it. Now, just like us humans, saddlebags can come in lots of different shapes and sizes. You can get some really big ones if you wanted to fit lots of things in there. Maybe you need to squeeze your phone into there, or maybe you just want a cute little one that can take up sort of no space and be nice and aerodynamic and all that sort of fun stuff. So multiple different sizes, but it's absolutely something that you should have. So how does a saddlebag mount to the bike? Well, usually there's two straps that come on over the top and will wrap on underneath the saddle rails and then clip together at the bottom. This particular one just uses a buckle, but you can get some that might instead use a bit of Velcro. The main thing here is that they're all very secure on the bike. As long as they're strapped on nice and tight, they're not going anywhere unless you take them off. So you can leave things that you're going to need in there and you can trust that they're gonna be there when you need them. Okay, so what should you actually be carrying in the saddlebag? Well, the way that I look at a saddlebag is it's your emergency repair kit. So if you're riding along and something was to happen with your bike, what is that something that's gonna stop you from riding your bike? Some things that would come to my head with a short brainstorm is maybe I get a flat tire and now I can't ride there. Maybe I've crashed my bike and I need to make an adjustment to bring it back to life. Or maybe I'm at the coffee shop and I don't have enough money, so I need to leave some cash in there. So I've just pulled apart my saddlebag that I leave on my bike and we're having a look at what I have in here. I have the tool to get the tire lever off. I actually tell a lie, this wasn't in there before because I like to try and show off in front of my friends and get the tire off without using the tire lever, but bad idea, don't follow my lead, but that's what I do. I've got my spare tube, which is gonna get me out of trouble. A patch kit. I can tell you a quick horror story that I had when I was out riding my bike. I went for a long 100 and something kilometer bike ride. I got 3 flat tires. I had one spare tube and I replaced it at the start, and then I ran over a nail like 50 Ks later or something like that. And I used my patch to repair that tube. And then my third flat, I didn't have enough CO2 canisters to get me back. So I had to get an Uber, which you don't want to have to get an Uber as a cyclist. But the point I'm getting at here is you want to have a spare tube and a patch repair kit, because if you were to get a second flat or a third, then you still want to be able to get home. And the final piece is you'll need something to pump the tire back up. I personally choose to use these CO2 canisters, but I know that some people like to use these hand pumps. I think they're a bit bigger and bulkier and they don't fit in your saddlebag. You have to put them in your back pocket, but they are a reusable product, so they're really good. But these CO2 canisters, once you've used the CO2, you have to dispose of that correctly. So as you can see here, we've got all the parts that we should need to repair a flat tire on the side of the road. The second thing I think you want to carry in a saddlebag is a multi-tool. I say that because there's a lot of different mechanical parts of the bike here that you might need to adjust or repair while you're riding. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be Calvin from Park Tool, but I'm just saying having a little bit of a base knowledge to be able to repair things on the side of the road will get you out of trouble. It could be something like maybe needing an Allen key because you've crashed and now you need to tighten up a bolt again, or maybe even like a screwdriver to adjust the gears because they're not working properly. Or if you can get one that has a chain brake tool on it, then you might be able to get out of trouble if your chain was to snap. If you don't know how to repair your bike, even simply having the multi-tool in your repair kit means that if another cyclist was coming along, you can try and wave them or coax them in with a free coffee. They might be able to fix the bike for you. And it helps if you have your own tool. So as a minimum, your tool should have a set of Allen keys, a few different sizes, 8mm, 6mm, 5, 4, 3. Looks like this even has a 2 and a 2.5. So this has quite a large array of Allen keys. We'd also like to make sure that we have our chain brake tool. Hopefully you'll never need this, but classic Murphy's Law. If you don't have it, you'll need it. And if you do have it, you won't need it. So best to have it so that you don't need it. And a set of screwdrivers as well. This way you might be able to adjust the gears if you needed to. The third thing that I think you need to have in your saddlebag is some sort of medical ID. You can get these fancy little medical tags. You can get them as a wearable or as an item that you put in your saddlebag. People that have medical conditions will already be aware. You can get wristbands or even like a dog tag that will have your medical conditions on it. It might say what you're allergic to or just something that the paramedics might need to know in that moment. So worst case scenario, if somebody finds you on the side of the road, they're able to help you out as best as they can. It's worth noting here that we're talking about having a card that has all of your details clearly put on it. You could do one better than that by, there's different apps that you can download onto your phone, or perhaps you could even get a Bluetooth device. So if the paramedics come along, they can tap it with their phone and it will take up their whole screen and say, this is his blood type, this is where he lives, this is his mother's name, all that sort of stuff. So that might be a good way to look at it. And the fourth one I want to talk about, I said it like a joke in the intro, but I honestly do mean it. I think having a little bit of cash hidden in your saddlebag is always a good idea. There is nothing worse than rocking up to the coffee shop and forgetting your bank card, and now you don't have any money, but you've got cash in your saddlebag, so you can now buy your coffee. It might even be worth saying that having cash will also be handy just in case you needed a taxi to get home. Sometimes they might not take card, they might only accept cash. As a little extra that just came to me while we're filming, you could even put a little AirTag tracker in here, one of those Apple AirTag or a Tile or something like that, so that you know exactly where your bike is. If you're sitting down having a coffee and you're getting so excited about the conversation you're having, and over there your bike's getting stolen, it would be awesome to know that it is getting stolen, and if it's stolen, where did it go? So you could put a little AirTag tracker into here as well. So let's pack my saddlebag. Now, since I have one of those fancy racing bikes that nobody needs but everybody wants, I like to use a really small saddlebag because I think it looks pretty cool. Usually this fits. We'll see if I can fit everything in there now. I don't remember which way it went. Maybe other way around like that. I like it to be a really, really tight fit when I put everything into the saddlebag. I say that because I don't want anything to be rattling around while I'm pedaling along. If there's a lot of room in the saddlebag, I might hear perhaps the CO2 can is just shaking up against the toolkit and it's metal bumping against metal and I think, oh, my bike's making a noise. No, it's not. It's just that I didn't pack my saddlebag tightly. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm ready to fit that to my bike now. In this video, we've been talking about saddlebags. Saddlebags fit onto your saddle. Now I know that some people prefer to have a slightly different type of bag. You might run a frame bag. You can get some that will sit onto the top tube of the bike, really common for triathletes so that they can reach everything while they're riding. Or you might even get a frame bag that sits in here. Maybe you're doing your bike packing and you've got your tent strapped underneath your seat. So where else are you gonna put your saddlebag? Maybe in a frame bag. But there's actually a third option that came out not too long ago that looks just like this. A few different brands are doing it. This particular example is a Trek, but I think Specialized might have done it first. But you can open up this lever here, and then that part opens up, the bottle cage opens up, and your saddlebag can be inside the frame. I think that that's absolutely genius. That's free real estate sitting inside there. Again, not every bike has this, but it's a pretty cool little device. I hope you've learned something about the different types of saddlebag and what you should have in your saddlebag. Again, the best part about the saddlebag is it's set and forget. It's not something that you have to think about every bike ride. It's just when you're first setting it up. I don't reckon I've opened my saddlebag. I'm not gonna say how long actually, because then I'm gonna jinx myself. I'm gonna get a flat tire on the ride home now that I've said that. It's something that hopefully you don't need to touch all that often. So set it up right from the start. Otherwise, I'm gonna say thanks for watching. Let us know if you reckon we've missed anything, and we'll see you in the next video. See you guys.